Imagine waking up one morning
Yeah.
and discovering that, like, your entire life has been a lie. That the
Oh,
person you've shared a bed with for decades,
right.
the one you trusted with your life, has been betraying you
Yeah.
in the most horrific way imaginable.
It sounds like the plot of a psychological thriller.
Right.
One of those stories that keeps you up at night thinking.
Absolutely.
But for one French woman, this nightmare is tragically real.
It is, and that's exactly what we're diving into today.
Wow.
The deeply disturbing case of Giselle and Dominic Pellico.
Okay.
This seemingly ordinary couple,
Mm-hmm.
married for 50 years with children and grandchildren,
Right.
but their story is both captivating and deeply unsettling,
Oh, absolutely.
really exposing the dark underbelly of a seemingly perfect life.
It's fascinating from a psychological perspective
Yeah.
how this case really dismantles our assumptions about people
Like
that we think we know.
Yeah.
Giselle and Dominic were pillars of their community,
Oh, yeah, they were.
regarded by all as a loving and devoted couple.
They really were the couple that everyone envied,
Uh-huh.
the ones who seemed to have it all figured out.
Yeah.
But as we're about to uncover, appearances can be deceiving,
Oh, yeah.
and the truth can be far more sinister than we ever imagined.
Absolutely. And the unraveling of this meticulously constructed facade
Right.
began in 2020 with an incident
Okay.
that at first glance seemed almost mundane,
Yeah.
compared to the horrors that
Really?
would soon be revealed.
Right.
Dominic was caught engaging in voyeurism,
Oh, wow.
taking photos up women's skirts at a local grocery store.
It's almost hard to believe
No.
that something so seemingly insignificant
Yeah.
could be the catalyst
Right.
for uncovering such a dark secret.
Exactly.
But this seemingly minor offense prompted a police investigation
Yes.
that quickly spiraled into something far more sinister.
Indeed, during their investigation, the police seized Dominic's laptop
Uh-huh.
and made a chilling discovery. A folder simply titled Abuses.
Abuses.
Yeah.
Wow.
Inside this folder, they found over 20,000 photos and videos,
Oh, my gosh.
meticulously cataloging years of systematic abuse.
And the victim of this horrific abuse?
Yeah.
None other than Dominic's wife, Giselle.
His wife.
Can you imagine the shock, the betrayal, the utter disbelief she must have felt
It's unimaginable.
when the truth came to light?
It really is.
I mean, for years, Giselle had been experiencing strange symptoms.
Right.
Weight loss, hair loss, persistent memory gaps,
Uh-huh.
which she attributed to a possible illness.
Yeah.
Little did she know she was being systematically drugged by her own husband,
Wow.
rendered unconscious and vulnerable to his depraved desires.
It's a horrifying thought being violated in your own home by your own husband and having absolutely no memory of it.
It really is. And the most disturbing part,
Yeah.
Dominic wasn't acting alone.
No.
He was using an online chat board
Okay.
called, chillingly enough, Without
All
Their
the
Name,
knowledge.
to find men who would participate in these horrific acts.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's a chilling example of how technology can be used to facilitate abuse,
Right.
creating a virtual network of perpetrators who
Hmm.
feed off each other's depravity and find ways to exploit the vulnerable.
Absolutely. And this forum,
Yeah.
without their knowledge, is a disturbing reminder that the internet
Yeah.
can be a breeding ground for the darkest corners of human nature.
Oh,
It's a place where individuals with deviant desires can connect
right.
and conspire hidden behind the anonymity of their screens.
Absolutely. It's a very sobering reminder of the need for greater online safety and awareness.
Right.
But let's shift our focus back to the impact on Giselle
Okay.
and her family.
Yeah,
The psychological trauma inflicted on her is unimaginable.
it really is.
Imagine waking up one day and realizing that your life, your memories, your very sense of self
Yeah.
has been violated and manipulated in such a profound way.
It's a level of betrayal that's hard to comprehend. And then there's the emotional fallout for their 3 children.
Oh, yeah.
To discover that your father,
Mm-hmm.
the person who's supposed to protect you, has been capable of such horrific acts.
I know.
It's a shattering blow.
Absolutely. And the fact that he also took photos of his own daughter, Caroline, and possibly his daughters-in-law
Wow.
adds another layer of complexity and trauma
Yeah.
to an already devastating situation.
It's hard to even fathom the range of emotions they must be experiencing.
I know.
Anger, confusion, disgust, fear, and possibly even guilt
Right.
for not recognizing the signs or being able to protect their mother.
And this brings us to a crucial point. The insidious nature of abuse
Okay.
Abusers like Dominic are often masters of manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
They create a carefully constructed facade,
Right.
a public persona that's charming, charismatic, and often above suspicion.
So they're essentially living a double life,
Yes.
projecting an image of respectability while hiding their true nature.
Essentially, it's like the classic Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde scenario. And that duality makes it incredibly difficult for victims
Right.
and those around them
Yeah.
to recognize the abuse.
Right.
The abuser uses tactics like gaslighting,
Uh-huh.
a form of psychological manipulation
Okay.
in which the victim is made to question their own sanity
Right.
and perception of reality.
So Giselle might have questioned her own memory lapses,
Exactly.
her own feelings of unease, because Dominic, her trusted husband,
Right.
would have likely dismissed her concerns or even turned them against her.
Precisely. He'd create a narrative that made her doubt her own instincts,
Wow.
making her more dependent on him and less likely to seek help or confide in others.
That's why it's so important to understand the signs of abuse.
Yes.
And to believe survivors when they come forward.
Absolutely. And in a stunning display of courage,
Yeah.
Giselle has chosen to speak out,
Wow.
refusing a private trial and opting instead to share her story publicly.
That's incredible.
It's a powerful act of defiance, reclaiming her agency and refusing to be silenced by shame.
It's a testament to her resilience and her desire to empower other victims of abuse.
It is.
Her decision to go public sends a powerful message.
Yes.
You are not alone, and it's okay to speak out.
Uh-huh.
She famously said,
Yeah.
I'm speaking now not for myself, but for all the women who are drugged and abused.
Wow.
It's a stark reminder that these kinds of crimes happen far more often than we'd like to believe,
Yes.
often hidden in plain sight within seemingly ordinary lives. It's incredible, and it's also infuriating to think
Yeah.
that despite the overwhelming evidence against Dominic
Right.
and the sheer horror of his actions,
I know.
some of the men involved
Yeah.
are still trying to deny their culpability.
That's right. Some of them are claiming they thought it was all part of some consensual game
Wow.
between husband and wife.
Really?
They claim they had no idea Giselle was being drugged and that she was a willing participant.
It's a shocking display of denial
It is.
and a desperate attempt to absolve themselves of responsibility.
Yeah.
But let's be clear, consent cannot be given
No.
when someone is unconscious
Right.
or under the influence of drugs.
Absolutely.
Period.
This case underscores the importance of understanding and respecting consent.
Mm.
It must be freely given, enthusiastic, and unambiguous.
Yes.
Anything less is a violation, and ignorance is no excuse.
It's also a chilling reminder of the power of cognitive dissonance,
Right.
that psychological phenomenon
Yeah.
that allows individuals to rationalize conflicting information
Uh-huh.
and maintain their own comfort,
Yeah.
even in the face of overwhelming evidence to the contrary.
Exactly. It's easier for these men to believe Giselle was somehow complicit
Right.
than to confront the reality of their own actions
Yeah.
and the consequences they now face.
Wow. But the legal system is not buying it.
No.
Dominic is facing 9 serious charges, including rape, drugging,
Mm-hmm.
and sharing images of the assault.
That's right.
And of the 72 men involved, 50 have been identified
Wow.
and charged with aggravated rape. The remaining 22 are still unidentified, but the investigation is ongoing.
It's important to note the distinction in charges.
Yeah.
While the men involved are being charged with aggravated rape,
Okay.
the charges against Dominic are more severe due to his role in orchestrating and perpetrating the abuse
Right.
over many years.
So this case is far from over.
No, it's not.
There are still legal proceedings to come,
Uh-huh.
and justice has yet to be served.
Yeah.
But beyond the legal ramifications,
Right.
this story raises profound questions about trust betrayal
Yes.
and the dark potential that can lurk beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary lives.
It challenges us to be more discerning, more observant,
Yeah,
and more willing to question our assumptions about the people we think we know.
absolutely.
It also underscores the importance of believing survivors
Mm-hmm.
and creating a culture where victims of abuse feel safe
Right.
and empowered to speak out.
Giselle's courage in sharing her story
Yeah.
is a beacon of hope in a very dark situation.
It really is.
She's reminding us that even in the face of unimaginable trauma,
Mm-hmm.
the human spirit can persevere,
Yes.
and truth can ultimately prevail.
It's a reminder that we must all be vigilant, both online and offline.
Absolutely.
We must be aware of the potential dangers that exist and be willing to speak up if we see something that seems amiss.
Right.
We can't afford to turn a blind eye to abuse, no matter how uncomfortable it may be to confront.
Well said.
Yeah,
This has been a deeply disturbing case to unpack,
it has.
but it's a story that needs to be told.
It does.
It's a story that forces us to confront uncomfortable reality
Yeah,
and to challenge our own perceptions of the world around us.
absolutely.
If this deep dive has resonated with you,
Yeah.
we encourage you to continue the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Share your thoughts, your questions, your insights.
Right.
Let's keep the dialogue going and work together to create a world
Yeah.
where stories like Giselle's become less and less frequent.
Absolutely.
A world where justice prevails and where all victims of abuse find the support and healing they deserve.
And if you're interested in exploring more stories like this,
Yes.
stories that delve into the complexities of human nature
Right.
and the often hidden realities of the world around us,
Mhm.
be sure to subscribe to the Deep Dive for more in-depth explorations of the stories that matter.
Absolutely.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.